Have you ever pondered over the concept of climate justice? Or wondered who should bear the brunt of responsibility for the escalating climate crisis? The answers to these questions are being sought in one of the most significant legal arenas in the world, the International Court of Justice. We're delving into a landmark case that has been brought before the ICJ by the small island nation of Vanuatu. The narrative starts with Vanuatu, a country that is facing significant challenges due to sea level rise and climate change, despite its minimal contribution to global greenhouse gas emissions. This discrepancy between responsibility and impact is a glaring example of climate injustice. In a bold and daring move, Vanuatu brought a case before the ICJ in 2024. The crux of their argument? To challenge the legal and moral obligations of countries to address climate change, particularly those nations who are major emitters of greenhouse gases. This case has turned the spotlight onto countries like the United States and China, questioning their commitment to existing international agreements and the adequacy of their current efforts. The case was triggered by a group of law students from Vanuatu. Their tenacity and perseverance led to the ICJ holding hearings on the legal obligations of governments to address climate change. A ruling is expected in 2025. And although it will be advisory in nature, it has the potential to shape international climate law and set a precedent for future climate-related legal actions worldwide. The case brought before the ICJ is not just about Vanuatu. It represents the voices of many climate-vulnerable countries, including small island developing states. These nations have argued for stronger accountability and support for adaptation and mitigation efforts. They've highlighted the divide between developed and developing countries on climate responsibilities, with a focus on the duty to protect the climate and the legal consequences of causing harm. Even European nations, including Latvia and Liechtenstein, have shown support for upholding international law in the context of climate change. The case has drawn global attention, emphasizing the urgent need for international cooperation and climate finance for developing countries. As we await the advisory opinion from the ICJ in 2025, it's clear that this case has already had a significant impact. It has amplified discussions about climate justice, equity, and the legal obligations of governments. It has brought to light the need for accountability of major polluters and the urgency of addressing the consequences of climate change. In summary, the case at the ICJ has set the stage for a paradigm shift in international climate law. It has underscored the need for major emitters to take responsibility for their actions. It has highlighted the plight of small island nations and other vulnerable countries, and it has sparked a global conversation about climate justice. As we look towards the future, the outcome of this case could very well be a turning point in our collective response to the climate crisis. Thank you for watching Topics on Trend. Go ahead and check out another trending video on our channel here.